Welcome to another episode of Cross the Line Sports. I am Crystal K. We got the guys here. I got Los over here.
What's up?
Nash over here.
What it do?
What's going on, y'all?
Congratulations.
Hey.
Y'all got on the board.
Hey, man, that's what I told you. 11-6. We 1-6. We got 10 more to go. 10 more to go.
Hey. On the board.
Though.
Let's get it.
All right, so guys, there's been so much going on in the sports world. We did miss last week, but we are back this week. This week, there's been so much going on. I want to start with one of the biggest headlines. James Harden to the Clippers. Yes, no, maybe so. We like it. We hate it. How we feel?
I'm not a James Harden fan, and I think he could possibly be cancerous for the squad.
Yes.
It could hinder Russ's production. Russ finally finding his groove. I'm not even a Westbrook fan, but I've seen what he's been done as of lately. And so I feel like he's getting good, going in a positive direction. And just to add this extra drama or extra baggage of Harden coming in that may throw off the chemistry. And you may have to make him come off the bench because you don't want to stunt T-Man's growth. Mm-hmm. Man, the whole squad, they have a squad. This just it's an incentive if he acts right, but if he doesn't, it could be cancerous, in my opinion.
True.
Well, y'all know I picked them to go to the finals before this happened. I didn't really care for the move. Like, I don't think it was like a huge loss for them, but I just didn't feel like they needed to get Harden. Like, what was the point? I always felt like it was make or break for them this year, but we're getting Harden. Like, I agree with you on the point, and I was saying the same thing earlier. I think for them, I believe it would be best to bring Harden off the bench. Whether they do that or not, I don't think they will, but I would just put him in the second unit, and let him come off the bench because you don't want to ruin the chemistry with Harden. I mean, with Westbrook and Paul George and Kawhi. So I would bring Harden off the bench, and that would have been something we would have had to talk about before we finalized the trade. Like, you know, if we bring you on, are you cool with coming off the bench?
Exactly.
That's the only way I would have did it. And then giving up some of the pieces that you had with Covington and Batum, and then you gave Kenyon Martin Jr. So you gave up some defensive players, and Kenyon Martin Jr. got a lot of great upside.
But you are getting PJ. So
PJ, I like PJ, 3-and-D guy, but he's towards the end of his career too. Now he's up there in age. I mean, I believe he's gonna play big minutes for him. I still like the Clippers. I just think now you got to figure out how you work Harden into that mix now. Because me personally, I wouldn't have made the move. I like what they had already, but now you just got to figure out how Westbrook and Harden all this gonna fit.
It's more than basketball. It's egos and chemistry versus skills. All the guys got skills. Now it's just the point of, are we gonna be able to mesh his talents with his talents?
That's
with
what
his
I worry
talents,
about.
And everybody be cohesive and mesh well together.
So I agree with both of you guys. I do think James Harden is a big disruptor. I do think he is a cancer. I really don't see how he's going to help them. I don't see it. I feel like they're going to be the same team whether they have James Harden or not. But with me discussing this today, I was talking to somebody about it, and they kind of asked me what my thoughts were on the trade. And the one thing I didn't think about, it was kind of a good point, but I'm still feeling like, he ain't going to do nothing. But the rest to injury-prone PG-13 and Kawhi. And so they were like, well, it gives them a chance. Having Harden gives them a chance to rest. Do y'all think there's any positives to James Harden being there? Because that was the one that I overlooked.
That's a great point. Now you still, like, you giving the fans what they want because you guaranteed to have at least two big names playing. You got a squad of 4. They used to be superstars. Some of them may be still superstars. I know all of them can be all-stars. So you don't run the risk of going to the game and your favorite player not playing.
Right.
One big name going to play. 2 of them at least.
Right. That's why I was saying about that low management at that point. Like, the teams that's top-heavy like that, now you got at least – of course, Russ going to play because he always out there. So now with Harden or Kawhi or PG – if one of those guys or 2 of those guys are out, you still got 2 of those stars. I think you're going to keep at least 2 of them on the court at all times anyway. So, like, when it's time to, like, do your subs, I would probably leave Harden and Kawhi in at the same time, and Russ and PG, something like that along those lines. But you can at least always have two of those guys on the court. And then, when injuries happen, maybe they didn't trust Kawhi to stay 100% healthy. I picked him to win MVP.
That could be a thing.
So, he's probably going to miss some games. But they definitely need to all play now because they got to figure out this chemistry. It's a long season, but now you need all those guys, play together at the same time so you can figure out the chemistry. For me, I'm going to say Kawhi, PG, Harden, and then Russ is that pecking order of, the go-to guys on the team. Who gets the ball first? Definitely going to Kawhi first. So
I agree there.
But it's on the flip side of it, though, me personally, I feel like Philly won that trade, though, just because of the pieces that they got to go along with Terrence Mann and Joel Embiid, my fourth best player in the league. Because you add more depth, you got guys on the wings that can defend. 3-and-D guys, you got Marcus Morris as well.
Yeah. And
then you got Covington, Batum. So you got three guys that's 3-and-D. They can defend on the wings. They a little bit younger than PJ Tucker.
Let me ask you this. Both of y'all, did the Clippers give up too much for James Harden and PJ Tucker? Or was it fair?
If they win, no. But if they don't, this is like a bust season for them. It's like Lo say, in the next year or two, you need to be in the finals both years for us to even be considered a good trade.
Okay.
They gave up a lot, but I feel like they still have a deep team because you still got Terrence Mann, and then it's highly unlikely that all four of these guys are going to be hurt at the same time, and then they can't go. So you gave up a lot, but then on the flip side, none of the guys that you traded away have Harden's offense, or they can distribute the ball like him. Now, they're better defenders, but they can't get buckets like Harden can, the guys that you gave up.
But that's my thing, though. That team doesn't need buckets.
I agree. That's why I would have made the move.
Solid role players.
I didn't understand
my biggest
it.
thing is making sure man still gets his time. He's young and developing, starting our league. Make sure the ball stays in his hand. Don't stun his growth.
That's why I would bring Harden in, let those two come off the bench together. And then you still got Norman Powell, sixth man of the year, reigning sixth man of the year. So you got Plumlee coming off the bench. So they still have a deep team. I just didn't understand. I like what they had already. I don't feel like they got worse, but I didn't feel like they needed.
I don't think it changes anything.
Me either.
I mean, it might disrupt what they have going on.
Yeah.
I don't see a positive other than, like we said, load management. But I don't see it. But maybe
I still
this
feel
will be something.
I still feel like I'm still going with them to get to the finals, but they gonna have a lot to figure out with just those four right there. And they still got a deep team. And then to me, like I said, I believe Ty Lue the best coach in the game. So I think if it's anybody that can kind of figure out their chemistry, I think it's gonna be him. But I think it's a solid trade for both teams. But Philly, to me, in my opinion, they won that trade.
Okay. So speaking of good coaches, best coaches in the league, I feel like a couple years ago, some of us would have said Pop was one of those top coaches. So Wemby has made his debut. What are you guys thinking about Wemby? We like it. We love it. What do we think?
He's a creative player. like my man is 7'4", handles.
Yep.
IQ. Like he's you can tell he's a baby at the sport. He is not even all day. He's just doing what has the ability to do. He don't even know the IQ mindset of it yet. Like you get some veterans around him, or just give him time to just sprout into whatever he wants to be. It's scary. Like you can't guard. Like have you seen some of them fast break drives? Them boys just throwing it up. Don't even care where they're going. Anywhere near the rim. Anywhere near the rim is crazy. And then his first shot of the game, his first NBA points was a 3. That's scary.
Tough.
Like that's scary. Yeah. Pick and roll with him is scary to me. Like he has the potential, in my opinion, to be. It's hard to say the greatest athlete ever or basketball player ever because you got to have longevity.
Yeah.
His body type, we ain't never seen that before.
Yeah.
Like he's lanky.
He's very thin.
He's got like a Durant style body type. So, and Durant has been held up pretty well.
He has.
But that's another 5 inches. So it's just crazy.
That's crazy, yeah.
So like, man, the sky, the space, universe, all that's the limit for him. Like,
yeah.
gifted.
From what I seen, like the highlights, I'm gonna actually watch them tonight. Like, really watch the game. I think they play Phoenix tonight. But from the highlights that I seen, it's just like it look unreal. Just somebody that's that tall.
Yep.
Just jump, block shots, shoot threes. He can handle the rock like a guard. So for somebody like that to be able to do all of that at 7'4", like it's unreal. But he's got a really a high ceiling. And then he's with Pop. I think once they put the right pieces around, the best thing, like going to a system like that, that's the best thing that can happen to him so he can learn the game. But once they put some pieces around him, I still think he might need to put on some more weight, though, because there's a couple times where they banged him down low.
Of course.
But once he put on some weight, and, with Pop just bringing him along, I think he's going to be fine.
All right.
Potentially, just depending how everything goes, a potential play-in. I don't think it's going to be hard to make the playoffs in the West, but play-in could be potential. If they don't, hopefully they don't do the load management with him, which I don't think they will. But if he can stay healthy, man, he's got a really high ceiling, perennial all-star every year.
True unicorn.
Yeah.
So, you think maybe potentially play-in game. Who are some of your sleeper teams? Are we sleeping on the Spurs? Maybe?
Because I can't really see them making a lot of noise this
Okay.
year. Only what he got to average, he got to go crazy. He got to be MVP discussion for them to be like a team that's going to be a factor. But I don't see that right off the bat. I don't think he's going to make that type of impact just yet.
Okay, so who you got as your sleeper teams?
The one I saw last night, I'm going to say the Brooklyn Nets. I think Brooklyn got potential to be a top 5 team, maybe top 4 in the East. Like
Okay.
when I saw them last night, just top to bottom, you got Cam Thomas, Ben Simmons, Mikal Bridges. I think he's going to be an all-star this year. Cam Johnson didn't even play last night. You got Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, the 2 guys you traded from Dallas last year in the Kyrie trade. Claxton didn't play last night. Like, when you look at their roster top to bottom, they can be a top 4 or 5 team, in my opinion, just with the pieces that they have. I know they playing Charlotte. Charlotte got a long way to go. But when you just sit there and I just watch the game and watch them play, if Ben Simmons, he still can't shoot free throws either, so don't worry about that. But top to bottom, I think Brooklyn in the East, they got a chance to make a lot of noise this year.
Okay.
My sleeper squads. One, I'm gonna go with the Kings. Fox, I like what he's doing.
Oh, he nice.
I like what he's been
Fox
doing.
Nice.
And he's been playing with a chip on his shoulder. They're a young team. They're growing, and like they just got fight. They got some dogs with them. My other sleeper team is the only reason I call them a sleeper team because people have counted out saying they're getting old. Their dynasties come to an end. So I'm going with the Warriors.
Gotta be.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
Steph Curry. I'm sorry, Steph.
Cooking.
Oh my God.
He cooking.
Like, oh my God.
He cooking.
Like, he's
cooking.
playing. He really giving me 2016, 2017 vibes.
He cooking.
Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Let him he get healthy how he play. Looney do what he do. If we can just get Clay to hit some shots,
Yeah.
Draymond gonna do Draymond. The boys. And then CP3.
Yeah.
He's old and washed, they say. No, he gets to lay back. He don't have to have the load put on him.
I'm still up in the air on CP3. The one thing I like about it is because you got another reliable point guard that can take care of the ball for them. I still feel like the size might be a factor depending on who they play in the playoffs. That's the only thing.
You think so?
Yeah, because Looney, I like Looney a lot now, but I still feel like when you saw them against LA, they couldn't do nothing with Anthony Davis. That was the reason why LA won. I feel like they need that big man in the paint to help make a difference for them. I still think they should have kept Jordan Poole, but I get the chemistry and all that stuff. But I do like CP3 as a solid, reliable point guard. But if they can get a big man to go with that team, Golden State can make some noise too.
Okay.
But
I like these sleeper teams. I definitely do. The Kings were the first team that came to my mind, just because I like what they did last year. and I like Fox, of course. And then Golden State. I really like Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State.
It's kind of hard. They entertaining. That's what
I like Golden
sport
State,
is
man.
about.
I wanted to pick them to go to the finals, man. It was just the part about not having a big that can hold down the paint. Because you're gonna have to run into Denver to get to the finals. You might have to run into LA to get to the finals, and you gotta have somebody that can at least compete with them. Like Looney gonna get you the boards, but he still needs somebody that's gonna help you get some easy buckets too. If the jumper ain't falling, that's the only thing that concern me about them. And I would say Philly too, but I mean Philly a legit team. It's like I feel like they got a chance now with the pieces that they added. If Maxey can continue to play like he is, and Embiid top 5 player, he cooking. He cooking. I almost want to say they might go to the finals with the pieces that they added. I want to see them play some more, and Tobias can continue to play. If he plays solid and Maxey continue playing like that, give me about 2 weeks. I might say Philly might go to the finals. Give me about 2 weeks. I need to see how they play, but with the pieces that they added, man, Philly, it might not be just between Boston and Milwaukee no more. Like with the pieces.
True. So NBA is underway. The season is cooking. We got a lot of moves that happen, and we'll see how they go down.
Hey, we ready?
Yep.
We ready. So on to NFL. Trade deadline was today. How you guys feeling about some of the trades that happened today? What did you see?
Like the rich get richer.
Yeah.
49ers won. They hit a tray ball. You give a 3rd round pick for Chase. Like they defense already.
That's a steal.
That's crazy.
That's a steal.
You got Chase Young, Bosa. Just opposite sides of each other. Man,
Hargrave in the middle with Armstead. They got up front.
They're making up for what they're lacking on offense right now. They're beefing up their defense. So like, kudos to them, and they doing it at a cheap rate. Like 3rd round, can't beat that. And
it worked. Oh, go ahead.
No, you ahead.
But it works to their advantage too because Brock Purdy is on his rookie deal, like the 7th round, the last pick of the draft. So they can load up right now while he's on his rookie deal. But Chase Young, that was a great move for them. I still feel like that wasn't a problem. The problem for me is on the other side is Purdy. To me, is how well can he play? Because they got everything in place for them. I think the defense struggled a couple of games, but if Purdy can take care of the ball, they got to get Debo and Trent Williams back healthy. Purdy gonna be the key to them, in my opinion. But but that was a great trade. The other one I'll say was Seattle with Leonard Williams, shoring up the defensive line. You still got Bobby Wagner in the 2 corners, and you got Jamal Adams. So you putting him in the middle of that defense on the line, I think that was a great move for them. But ultimately, for both of those teams, I think it's just going to be between Geno and Brock Purdy for, who's going to get over that hump between those two.
Were there any trades that you guys wanted to see happen that didn't happen?
I wanted Adams. Find him a happy home.
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
Man.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, that game was.
If you watch some of those highlights, he supposed to have 150 yards.
Yeah.
Man.
But he still got it. Like Devontae,
nice.
No,
he got it.
It
wasn't even him. It's the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like,
Get him the ball.
Yeah, like they was overshooting him, undershooting him. Like it's like, and he's frustrated. You could tell.
Yeah, he's frustrated.
And my thing is, he went to that team specifically to play with his guy.
Yeah.
And that was his favorite team.
Yeah.
You took away his guy. Like
it's
you done messed
bad.
up. Yeah, it's like you holding him hostage.
It's bad.
I wanted to see him leave. I wanted to see Henry make a difference somewhere else.
I wanted him to go to Philly. I did.
That's two-stat.
I wanted him to go to Philly.
I like Swift though. I like y'all with Swift.
He elusive.
Yeah. I like.
He give you out an extra.
Yeah, you put Henry behind that line. That ain't fair though.
Yeah.
That's a little bit too.
A little OD. Yeah. That'd be a 1 season team.
Right. I would have liked to see my squad, the Ravens, pick up another receiver. I still feel like that was something. I like the way our running backs playing, but I wish we'd have got like a solidified receiver because Odell's still not what he used to be. Like I don't think that's gonna come back. had we got another solid receiver to go along with our receiving core, I would have liked to seen that trade made. I feel like Dallas could have used a running back because they've been struggling, running the ball with
Your other
Tony
team.
Pollard.
Your other team.
My Super Bowl pick.
Your other team.
The Super Bowl.
His other team.
The Super Bowl.
My other favorite.
Okay.
I feel like they could have got a running back, but I think they feel like with the pieces that they have, they feel like they got enough to get over them. We're gonna find out Sunday, but my Ravens, I wish we would have got a receiver, and then I think Dallas could have used help at the running back position as well, but neither one of those happened. So.
My Panthers didn't fail me. I thought we was finna trade Burns.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
If we would have traded him, I probably would have handed up my card. Man. Hey,
Yeah, that's bad.
That at least lets us know we're gonna let him play it out the season. We finna get ready to pay him.
Just pay him, yeah.
Because boy, if we let him go, that'd have been 2 straight seasons. Star players getting traded.
Because y'all don't have unless they try to move him in the offseason, because y'all don't have a first round pick. So do you try to move him in the offseason? I think you need to pay him.
You
gotta, even if you in like a somewhat of a rebuild mode, you still gotta have somebody on offense and defense. Like you gotta have some pieces on your team.
Franchise,
Yeah, so build around Bryce and Burns going into the future. I mean, even though you have your pieces.
Like at some point in time, you gotta just show your loyalty. And he one of them monumental players right there. He got the chance to be up there with the greats, Luke Kuechly and Peppers.
Yep.
If you keep him there and let him stay within the system, let him be the captain.
Yeah, I probably would have still tried to make some kind of move just to help Bryce out, even if it's on the offensive line. Go get somebody.
We depleted. We don't.
Or go get a receiver. You got to go get something else for Bryce just to help him out. I mean, I know y'all won.
But what we gonna trade?
They
ain't taking lint. They can't take lint.
You right, man. That's
we in a hard position right now.
Yeah, that's
that too can be continued.
Yeah, you gave up like you really traded a whole lot for Bryce,
Right,
so that they kind of set y'all
out,
back,
right?
and then you gave up McCaffrey, DJ gone. Like y'all had pieces, but you move all this stuff now. It's like you really gotta hope that y'all hit whenever y'all draft now. You gotta hope that y'all
home runs.
They gotta be home runs for the next couple years, and just continue to build around Bryce, and then Burns on the other side.
So the Panthers aren't the only team struggling this year. There's a couple other teams that are struggling. We're halfway through the season, midway through, almost. Who are some of your mid-season disappointments or shockers? Or both? Give me one for each.
Okay. I'm going to go for my shockers first. But they weren't shockers to me, but they're shockers to other people. The Lions and the Jags.
Okay.
The Jags, they're 6-2.
Is that really a shocker, though?
Yeah. For the Jags?
I mean,
6-2. Them boys is with a rookie. Yeah, like they're changing the game right now. And the way Etienne and Sunshine playing is looking good. I like them. That's a shock. One of the shockers, and of course, the Lions have just stepped up and the Lions. We were voting to quit playing on Thanksgiving. Now they're good.
Yeah, they look
you know
good.
What I'm saying? Like them boys look. They're actually a team we want to see play and see if this like really true or not. So those are my two shockers. One of my disappointments I would have to say is the Bengals. Like that's one of them top tier teams that I expect to just like be scary when you play them, but you just never know what Bengals team you getting. So I will have, but I see quarterbacks getting healthy.
Yeah.
So that may be on the up for them. Jamar Chase, not Jamar Chase.
Higgins.
No, is it Jamar Chase play for them?
Jamar for the Bengals?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He it.
Yeah. So he's getting back healthy. So they got a squad. It's just if they can stay healthy and get back consistent, they can be a scary squad. But right now they're kind of disappointing. And the Chiefs killed my heart the other night. I'm like, really?
But
them boys threw up 9 points. I don't. Come on.
They look bad. Yeah.
Come on. That put a sour taste in my mouth.
My teams. Oh man, that's hard. I would have said as a surprise team, but I picked them to go far. Was Seattle. They look good. A surprise team, I'd probably say Cleveland. given the circumstances with Deshaun not really playing, and you got P.J. Walker playing quarterback, one of y'all quarterbacks. Yeah. Like everybody leave once they leave Charlotte.
They just elevate.
Yeah, like a rebirth.
Yeah. I mean, I felt like our division was going to be tough, but I didn't think, I mean, you know, for them to be, 4-2, 5-2 right now, I'll say Cleveland was a surprise team, given the circumstances with Deshaun not really playing playing well when he is in.
Yeah.
So that's a shocker team. Disappointing team. Oh, I say some of it has to do with injuries. I say Buffalo, because you know that's one of the teams people say is supposed to be like they right there at to get over the hump. I think they just injuries, and then I felt like they put a lot of pressure on Von Miller getting on up there in age. I feel like they felt like he was the missing piece to get them over the hump to get to the Super Bowl, and that's a lot for a 34, 35-year-old, to be that guy to help you get over the hump. And Josh Allen, for me, I think Josh Allen is a good quarterback, but I'm just not like all the way sold on him. And that he's the guy every year that it's like they always say he's gonna be in the running for MVP. He's had some games where he struggled. So I say my team that's kind of disappointed would be Buffalo right now.
Okay. So who are some of the hottest teams right now? Give me 3 of the hottest teams in the lead right now.
Jags won.
Okay.
They have the longest winning streak in the league right now. Yeah. 5 straight.
Yes.
That equates to hot.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with them. I hate to say it, but the Ravens might be.
We looking good.
Boys looking.
We looking good.
Boys is looking Lamar-ish right now. Like, Lamar looking good. Panthers on a 1-game winning streak.
Oh, come on. Had to plug them.
Hey, but now on a serious note, I would say those 2 squads. Let me see. I'm gonna just keep it at them 2. Them the hottest.
Just 2. Okay.
What about the Cowboys?
I never.
They just smacked the Rams.
I never.
They did a demolition job on the Rams. Hottest teams, I'm gonna go with Dallas. Dallas is one.
He loved them, y'all.
Nah, man. It felt like it was the end of the world a few weeks ago. And I'm like, get blew out, just come back, bounce back, and look at the differences. Look at Dallas, look at San Fran. San Fran played a Super Bowl. Dallas went on to beat the Chargers, get a bye week, and then you come back and blow out the Rams. So, hottest teams, I'm going to say Dallas. I like the way my Ravens look lately. And then especially what we did to Detroit. We made a statement right there. And now I'm going to say Buffalo. I mean, not Buffalo, Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they starting to click now. And they just did put a number on San Francisco, too. So I'm going to say those 3 are the hottest team.
I'm sorry.
You want to add one?
The Eagles.
Oh.
Boy, AJ is nasty.
Yeah, you like that.
AJ
on one right now.
I don't like talking about them because they just so stacked.
They tough.
But
they tough.
This day year, it's gonna be disappointing if they don't capitalize. Them boys,
they winning, but they just don't have like that. Well,
they got it. It's just
it's like they sometimes I feel like they play down to their competition too, because you just let Howard just throw for like 400 on you, and he's a
media.
Yeah, so it's like Philly just winning.
But that was a divisional game. But
so to me, Jalen, this was probably Jalen's best game. But before that, he wasn't really playing that great. So it's like, man, eventually that stuff gonna catch up to you if you keep struggling like that. But I think they gonna. I mean, Philly fine now. They gonna be all right.
That team strong enough with the hottest flaws, man. Just play within your system, man. Like, don't ask too much.
But I just want to see them play like a full complete game and just dominate from like start to finish. I feel like Miami probably was like the best game that I've seen them play so far. But other than that, it was like, they winning, but it's like turnovers and all that type of stuff. But to
if
me,
you look at it, that's every team doing that. Really, it's not no.
But Jalen if you look at his numbers and just look at some of the plays, like he been making some bad throws too. Like he been turning the ball over at fumbles and interceptions. So he cleaned it up, and the defense can tighten it up because you winning, but at some point in time, it's gonna cost you if you don't, tighten. Especially like giving up those plays like Sunday, giving up 400. That's gonna catch up to you in the long run. But we gonna find out Sunday though. That's gonna be Sunday. Gonna say a lot.
So let's talk about Sunday. Sunday, Carlos's Cowboys.
And my Cowboys.
Carlos's Cowboys are playing my Eagles. Guys, I don't even really know. Don't need to know what you think. It don't really matter.
Y'all ain't even gave me a chance yet.
All right, go ahead.
I'm picking the Eagles to win Sunday.
What?
I feel like this is a must-win game for y'all.
Yes.
Because I think Dallas gonna win at home, and I think this is gonna be like for the division right here. Because I think Dallas clicking now, and Dak. I know people get on Dak, but if you look at him, like Dak really been playing pretty good football. Even if you just look at his numbers and Jalen's, like his numbers are actually a little bit better than his. I just think at home, Philly need this game just from like a confidence standpoint. Because I think
7-1 team need confidence.
Yeah, against that, because it's a division game.
A team or Jalen?
The team. Because I still feel like
because I feel like you saying Jalen is like the issue.
Because I just feel like y'all haven't really played great football all year. I give y'all credit. Y'all been finding ways to win.
Yeah.
But I think if you can, but you got to clean it up. But you got to.
The Cowboys.
You can't.
That's what I'm asking. You making it seem like they need to have a perfect game for them to be
solidified.
But
if you watch their games, like it's just so much talent that they overcoming it. But in the playoffs, if you playing kind of like some of the sloppy football that they playing, you're not gonna win like that. I think this game's super important for y'all confidence. I think y'all need this game because I believe Dallas gonna hold up at home. So if y'all lose this game, it's gonna be a lot of pressure on y'all to go into Dallas. I already got Dallas winning that home game. I just feel like they look at this like they are underdog. People don't expect them to win, especially like looking at what happened to them when they played San Francisco. But the way they came back, bounced back and beat the Chargers and then just smacked the Rams, I think it's gonna be a close game. But I'm gonna say Philly gonna win this game. I think y'all really need this game because if not, I think Dallas gonna win the division.
Okay.
It made me end up being another blowout. Maybe a repeat from the 49ers when the 49ers played the Cowboys. The Cowboys on big stages, crunch time moments, they go missing, and then people are like, what happened? We just don't know. Versus, like, this is one of them games, their season's right on now, really. Like, Eagles they're fine. They're going to be all right.
Okay.
This is a game the Cowboys need to prove that they can actually have a chance of winning this year. They're not just all hype.
I do feel like this is a game that they don't need to get blew out this game. They got to be able to hold serve in this game, and like you can't go ahead and get smacked against your rival. And I think it's going to be a close game. Now, this is a game they got to show something, but I think it's going to be, to me, they got the best defensive player in this game, and Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
Michael, that dude. I think he gonna make some plays for him. CD going for about a good 120 to 150 in this game right here. I think CD gonna have a big game. If that can take care of the football, they gonna have a chance because they just can't run the ball good enough for me. That's why I'm kind of concerned about them. But defensively, they making plays. So I'm gonna still say, dang. I'm gonna still say the Eagles just because I think y'all really need this game.
We really need it, or we really gonna win? Like I feel like that's different, though. Are we gonna win, or do we really need to win?
I think y'all need it to win the division.
But what's gonna happen? What's your prediction?
I think y'all gonna win this game. It's gonna be close. It might be like a walk-off field goal. I think y'all gonna win because y'all at home. But if y'all lose this game, I don't think y'all gonna win the division because I think Dallas gonna win back at home.
Okay.
Like Dallas, y'all gotta at least admit, even though y'all don't like Dallas, they got a good football team. Can y'all at least admit that? Like,
they have a solid team.
They got a good team. Like if you look at
Dallas, you gonna get.
If you look at the NFC,
that's what I'm.
You talk about Philly, San Francisco struggling, and you got Dallas. And I put Seattle in the mix because I think, like I said, I think they're going to the NFC Championship. They're gonna win their division. But those really like the top four teams. And I think Philly, if y'all don't win this, y'all gonna be in trouble. And I like Philly, man. Like, y'all, top to bottom, y'all probably have the best roster in all of football. But to me, like, when you just watch them, it's like you just getting by just on talent. But at some point, you got to put all of it together and have a good
But
game.
when they do put it together, if they getting by just off of talent right now, you saying they playing sloppy football,
but will they put it together
still
is
winning.
the question.
Shoot, even if they don't, they still
winning. The most
winning.
impressive game, I feel like they made us. I like the game against Miami, but
okay, and we had high praise on Miami. It's like no team's gonna be perfect. The way you this game you describe it,
but
a
if
team
you look
needs to
at
have a perfect 4
but
quarters.
no,
that's not
yeah,
it.
but game after game after game, it's been like a lot of turnovers and
I mean,
it's
but
like it's not a clean
that's
game.
That's why you're a complete team because you can afford to do that. That's just like comparing them to the early stages of the Warriors. The Warriors bullshit all season because they know they're the Warriors. Mm-hmm. Like I can go down 15 points. I know I got the talent to have a streak. Them boys are not. They want to at least make it competitive to me. Is what it seems like. Like them boys could really go out there and dominate every game, but it's just not possible and it's not feasible in that physical game that they playing these days. Like it's gonna be on and off.
But you can't afford to go into the playoffs with bad habits and turning the ball over.
So I agree with you.
It's not like a best of 7.
Yeah.
You go in there and you have one bad game, you on the couch. You going back home.
But what I'm saying is they're better than every team in the league right now. So for you to question it like they a suspect team is
yes.
Like,
I don't think they can go into this game and turn the ball over 2-3 times.
Well, and this the Cowboys. You can do that with them.
Nah.
like, seriously.
Okay. Man. Turn the ball. You see how they special teams, defense, like how Dallas putting up points, pick 6, block punts. Like every facet of the game, Dallas create turnovers now. You turn the ball over like that against them, it's gonna be a long day.
We're gonna get back to this discussion. I just think
I'm telling you, like
you having too high of a standard for the Eagles, but ain't holding the Cowboys to the same standard. Like they're already up there. They're coasting through.
Do y'all feel like Jalen having a good season?
See, I feel like you picking on Jalen. You don't have to have the thing is, you can say the same argument about Brock Purdy 3 weeks ago. He was high on the world because of his team. Okay, Jalen getting by because of his team. It ain't what he got to do. He don't have to do nothing.
But at some point, man, you're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to make some plays. I trust Jalen. I think he can make the plays, but
he has.
At the same time, man, when you playing against, if you go into a playout game and you turn the ball over 2-3 times, you're gonna have a hard time. And Dallas is a team. Their defense is creating a lot of turnovers.
Okay, but at the same instance, that's a team that has Dak. That gives a lot of turnovers. So
but Dak been playing better.
It's like you're being biased in a sense to me.
Dak, if we are being honest, Dak is playing better football than Jalen Hurts.
Because he doesn't have the best team.
Dak is just playing better football.
Okay, what I'm saying is he
has best team or not, he's just playing better football than
he
has
to play up to the level of his team. To if I got a sorry team, of course I'm gonna shine on my team. Jalen has everything around him. He don't have to necessarily. You can plug any quarterback. You can put Brock Purdy right there right now.
Jalen, you don't worry about it. You turn the ball over, but our team is so good that we're gonna be straight.
Of course, we're not telling them to do it, but I'm saying you can stick Dak in that same position. It's gonna be the exact same thing. It's not like Dak is out here super excelling. What I'm saying is the Eagles is gonna cover all your flaws.
He's saying he can afford to make more mistakes because of the team.
Dak can't afford to make that many mistakes.
And Dak just playing better. Just period.
Because he has to. And he's not. Dak has been hit or miss. First couple of games of the season,
I think
the boys wanted to crucify Dak.
People pinpoint the blowout game against San Francisco, and that's it. But if you
that was a key game.
It was a key game.
And
but
outside of that, it was teams that's under 500, which they do that. That's what the Cowboys are known
Tell the
for.
whole story.
He been playing well.
Against the Rams and the Chargers.
Jalen was struggling in these games, but they didn't talk about it like that because they was winning. And Dallas still been winning.
I don't feel like he was struggling. Do I agree he can be a little bit sharper?
He turn the ball over a lot.
But I don't think he in danger. I don't think the team is in danger.
If he keep turning the ball
over. I feel like
you're
acting like he's like Like
he's
super
not playing
like
struggling.
he benchable. That's what.
Like his job on
that's
the
what you
line.
sounded like.
No,
You
it's
sounded
just
like he like a possession.
Like he's just been struggling bad.
He was on the verge of being an MVP last year. If he wouldn't have got hurt, he probably would have won MVP. Looking at the body work from last year to this year,
And I think that's what you're doing with Dak. So I'm saying you're saying Dak playing better than Jalen because Jalen had a better season last year, but Dak is just Dak.
No, if you just look at it, if you look at the games they both played outside of San Francisco, I mean, he played terrible. The whole team played terrible. But other than that, if you just look at what Dak been doing, like he been playing really good football for them.
But what are we basing that off of?
Just watching them play, look at the body work, look at the numbers. If you pull up the numbers right now and look at it.
Well, numbers don't mean everything. Like, you got to think, is it a team coming from behind to win? Is a team already leading, forcing you to have to pass? Like, it's certain, like, numbers. I don't like numbers. Because if you down 15 points in the fourth quarter, you got to throw the ball. Mm-hmm. Your numbers are going to look great.
How did you get behind, too? How did you get behind? Was you turning the ball over, putting your team in the hole to where you had to come out and dig them out of it and throw the ball?
Your defense wasn't playing. Like,
exactly.
You putting a lot on Jalen, like it's just like he just garbage. I don't like.
Oh no.
That's what you make. If you
I ain't never said
that's
that.
What I'm saying. But the way you talking is like.
What I'm saying is, if overall as a team, they haven't played like great football.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
But they so loaded as a team that they can get by. But going into this game, if you turn it over 2 to 3 times, I don't think you're gonna win the game.
I do.
I don't. I just think you playing a team that's just as good as you. The defense, Dallas defense, is right there with the Eagles. Mm-hmm. Their defense is right there. They got the best defensive player on either team in Micah. And the Deron Bland been playing for the Cowboys. You got Gilmore. Like, they got some pieces on defense. So I think it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a push either way it go. But whoever can take care of the football, man, between Jalen or Dak. Now, don't get me wrong. Jalen a better quarterback than Dak. But I just feel like this year right here alone, Dak been playing better football than
I just don't agree with the fact you telling a 7-1 team this is a must-win for them. Like, no.
It's a big game, man.
No,
I mean, they don't get me wrong. They're going to make the playoffs. But I think if they lose this game, they're going to end up being on the road for the playoffs. I don't think they're going to win the division. I think they're going to end up going on the road, and home field could potentially go through Dallas if they lose this game.
You riding high on Dallas. That's crazy.
I'm telling you, people like to give Dallas a hard time just because of the Cowboys and the fans. But if you look at it, they got a good team. And I like the piece, and the pieces that they picked up in the offseason been showing up for them. That's how I look at it. And then Deron Bland, when what's his name got hurt at corner, Trayvon Diggs got hurt. Deron Bland, he been playing ball for him. I just feel like Dallas got enough pieces. I wish they would have got a running back, but I think they still good enough. And I'm gonna give Philly this game, but just know
It doesn't sound like you want to.
Yeah, Philly. To me, Philly need this game more than Dallas, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I just think they need the game more, and I think I'm gonna give them this win because if they don't win this game, Dallas gonna win the division. Just my opinion.
Okay.
And I already got, like I told you, Dallas going to the Super Bowl. So that's just my opinion.
Dallas going to the Super Bowl, but losing to Philly on Sunday.
Yeah.
In a close game, though. You say a close game. And you say this may look like the 49ers all over again.
So if Philly loses this game, what y'all going to say?
I mean, they're not perfect. What I'm saying. But I'm not finna blame it on Jalen before the game starts.
No, I ain't gonna blame. I'm not blaming it on him. I'm saying he need to clean it up. He definitely got to.
The whole team need to clean up. That's what I'm saying. It's like a whole team effort.
Yeah.
But for me, if they lose,
so given what they just did Sunday against Washington, you still feel
Washington gives them a hard time every year. That's a division opponent.
But a quarterback like that lighting you up,
because you don't know what he gonna do. You don't have no film on nobody. You thinking this an easy gimme game, but it's still the NFL. That's what kills me. Like,
But the
You
key
just
thing
never
that you
know.
said is they find a way to win.
Right.
find a
And
way.
that's
With
a
All these
championship
mistakes,
team.
they find a way to win.
That's just like we don't talk about how the Chiefs give up 40 points a game.
Now, they playing better now.
No, I'm saying, but they Super Bowl
Yeah.
run teams. It ain't like them boys dominant on defense.
Now,
they just can't score.
Top to bottom
just as
right
well.
now, I'm gonna say as the best team right now, I'm gonna still say Philly right now is they the best team. But when it push come to shove, I still say when it matter, I think Dallas gonna get them this year. That's
Okay.
just me.
To be continued.
Or if they have to run into Seattle, I got in the playoffs.
Them boys too top heavy. Both of them teams too
Hey,
top heavy for
don't
them.
sleep on Seattle, man. Seattle got weapons on offense.
They coasting.
They defense legit.
They remind me of the Vikings. They coasting. The Vikings do good every year.
You gotta watch them.
Yeah,
gotta watch
exactly.
them
Then the
boys.
playoffs come, and then it's just
They offense is receiver wise, the pieces around Gino, they weapons just as good as maybe not better, but they up there with a San Francisco. Because you got, I think Kenneth Walker, top 5 running back. Then you got DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. He ain't gonna get no credit, but he's a probably the most underrated receiver in football. And then I like Njigba from Ohio State. You know, anybody that come out of Ohio State, them receivers, they legit. They got pieces. And Noah Fant, like if you watch them play, they good. And they defense is probably top 5 with the corners and Jamal Adams. You got Bobby Wagner, and you got Leonard Williams up front now. Man, Seattle will give Philly a hard time.
sound like you got a lot of teams. Ravens. I don't know if y'all gonna have Los too much longer.
Nah, probably not.
If y'all don't win this year,
These just the teams that
He
I've
on
been
the
telling
fence.
y'all about.
that's crazy.
Ravens, Cowboys, Super Bowl, but Seattle and Dallas in the NFC Championship game. You know, I told y'all the Jets was gonna play us, but that's over with for them.
They are still
Nah,
for what they going with. The Jets are still shocking. Them boys
Yeah.
crucified.
they could
Zach
have been one of the
Wilson.
most
They did.
That's a
surprise
sleeper.
teams.
Yeah, that's bro.
You was trashing them too.
Yeah, no,
I
I told
was
you.
Both of y'all was, okay?
What
For
did I
the
tell
record.
you? You put them on a pedestal. I just said injuries going.
That's the only of course, if injuries, then all bets off. But healthy, I would have had, man, the Jets would have been a lot better than what they are right now.
But they still decent. Zach Wilson.
They ain't
they
going
praise you
nowhere.
when they praise you, and then down you when they down you.
Yeah.
For them, one of my favorite teams right now, the Jags. That's because they stand under the radar. They
Yeah.
finding ways to win. They ain't putting it in your face. They just stand under the radar. Once you keep doing that, then when playoffs come, oh dang, I ain't see them. Like we've been doing it all year under
So
the radar.
how far you think they gonna go? I don't.
You can't say. I don't.
Anything can happen, but I don't. I would still say. I still will put 3 teams ahead of them: Ravens, Buffalo, and I'll probably say Cincinnati.
I don't know about Buffalo.
Not Buffalo.
I'm
Not
about to say.
Ravens. Hold on, Ravens, Cincinnati, and Kansas City. That's what I mean. Yeah, Kansas City. I still will put those 3 teams
They
above.
just have more experience.
Jacksonville.
I can see that,
But now Buffalo, they ain't. Nah,
but yeah.
I can't go with them.
All I'm gonna say is, man, keep doing your thing, sunshine. And Travis,
ETN getting off like that's he legit.
man, that 2 punch, I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to see what happens this Sunday. Y'all make sure y'all tune
I got the
in.
Eagles Sunday.
Eagles on
But
Sunday.
the Super-
Barely.
The Cowboys winning the Super Bowl.
Cowboys to the Super Bowl. Eagles Sunday.
Eagles Sunday. All right.
Close game.
All right, we're leaving it there.
Them boys gonna get beat by 24.
You gonna put some?
You heard it here.
Points.
24.
You gonna put something on it? Put something on it?
It's gone.
he
It's gone.
ain't confident in that.
All right, folks. That's a wrap.
We'll get with y'all. Appreciate you.